Welcome back to another reading and correcting with me, Kindar, the Tigerites, and Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. These are where I read a chapter from one of my stories and correct it as I go. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. And if you're looking to support me, that is on my Patreon. Today we are doing chapter 14 of The World, which is no one pays attention. No one pays us any attention as we make our way to Fifth Circle Road. It's not really a circle, although it goes around base. It's not really a circle, although it goes around base. Grandpa Lewis told me that the plan was for the town to be built in rings around base, expanding as it grew. But that didn't last beyond the first expansion, when people built wherever they felt like it, and they had to redo the roads around that. With each expansion, they tried to make the next ring stick to the plan, but didn't succeed. The Fifth Circle Road is the newest ring. And it's a bit east from the plan. Things I forgot to add when I wrote this. With each expansion, they tried to make the next ring stick to the plan, but they succeed. Fifth Circle Road is the newest ring and is the one that diverges the least from the plan. I've got diverges the least. It handled the expansion of 10 years ago, when Court became large enough to trigger the monster waves, and the walls had to be upgraded to stone. Before that, they were logs, and that were easy to take down and move as people settled here. I have no idea what we're going to do when we need to expand again. It's not like when. It's not like if base decides to expand. He can simply absorb everything within his area of influence, which includes his walls and the buildings on the other side, and remake that where he needs it. He hasn't done it. Last time he expanded was before I was born, not long after Court had enough people they couldn't all live inside his walls anymore. I don't know exactly how far base can reach past his wall, but I know he went up in level twice since setting them there. What's wrong? Josie asks, and I look at her. Nothing. She smiles. You've been looking around like I don't know. You never thought you'd see this place again? Was I? Was I? Was I? I was looking, but I'm not. But. But it's not. But it's not like I'm. It's not like I'm surprised to be back here, right? I mean, here there were There were a few times when I didn't think I'd make it out, but they are behind me, so this wasn't it, right? She puts her arm in mine, and how was I thinking about the town, right? The town, right? I'm just a bit surprised at how not special my return is. I'm motioning around even as I feel like I'm making some excuse, so I won't have to really explain myself. Not that I'm trying to, what, hide something? She chuckles. Trust me, your father will make it special enough. We turn onto Fifth Circle Road to head for the West Gate. Base has a many of them, but West Gate is sort of me and Dad's gate since that's the one we take when we go fishing. I guess he sent you to soften the punishment? Base sent me. He let me know you were within the field as soon as he sensed you. Your father probably isn't happy. I knew you were back before he did. Base sent Josie to welcome me home. That makes me feel surprisingly good. But yeah, no one's reacting to my return, I said. I say, gotta stick to the present. I say, and yeah, I know. I mean, I mean, I know it makes no sense to expect everyone to jump with joy that Dennis Carpenter's back with all parts intact, but I guess the childish part of me hoped more people had worried. I worried, she says. Those who matter worried. Your father was beyond worried. Showed up at my house demanding to know if we were together. My dad stepped beyond base's wall. Oh, I am in so much trouble if he was that worried. He headed right back as soon as my parents confirmed you weren't you weren't here, you weren't there. She shrugged, not sure why he thought you'd be at my house, but yeah, he was back inside the walls minutes after. Her statement hurts a little, as I have no problem imagining the two of us alone in her bedroom, me taking off her. Whoa there, Dennis, calm the horses. Am I thinking about those because of Rich? Him asking me if me and Josie were together? All the ways he hinted at what me and him could do before shoving me into a hole and leaving me there to die? System to Dennis, she says with a chuckle. System to Dennis, you in there? Sorry. I clear my head with a shake, then scramble for some reason to explain why I zoned out. For some reason to explain why I zoned out. Just readying myself for my dad. It won't be that bad. I stare at her. Okay, it probably will, but it'll pass. I'll probably be level 20 before he lets me leave my room. You can't get level being stuck into your room. She replies with a light chuckle. All your quests are going to be farm related. Right. I should tell her about my class. About Josie! Someone calls and a man hurries out of a fabric store carrying a bundle. I'm glad I saw you. You're saving me a trip. Your mother ordered these fabrics. Can you take them to her? Of course, Mr. Mancy. We're, ha- we're on our way again. You were saying? I shake my head. It's best to wait when we're in private and after, I told Dad. We make it to Westgate and head to Westgate. Well, no, I mean it would officially be called Westgate Road, but it's he's used to it. To him, it's just Westgate. We make it to Westgate and head inward in silence. A few people wave at us at Josie, and it isn't until we cross Second Circle someone reacts to my presence. Hey, look who's back, Cal Price says, swaggering in our direction. He smiles at Josie. You know he went off with this guy, right? I swallow. He saw Rich in me? I don't remember seeing Kyle. Okay, I don't remember much of the walk out of town other than Rich's smell and his arm around me and how my body reacted. Stop that! Rich is an asshole. I'm not going to react to the memory of him. Josie glances at me and I shrug. We were just heading in the same direction. I fix my gaze on Kyle and dare him to make something of that. I'm being stupid. Kyle's only 1 year older than I am, but that's 1 year without any cap on his skill as well as gaining levels. He's only level 4, and that's because his dad his dad's in charge of the expeditions to the dungeon up north, and he puts Kyle on every one of them. Uh, Even if who goes is supposed to be rotated so everyone benefits. But as a guard, that's 4 level where he gained a point in strength and endurance each time. He also had now he also has now he's also put 8 points anywhere he wants. Right now he's put 8 points anywhere he wants. So those two in health is where they'll have gone in. Then there's the 8 points for his skill and all the training he put in over the year. Kyle is serious about protecting court. All that works has given him a nice body, good tan, hard muscle, but that swagger and the attitude really aren't helping him. All right, Cal smirks, tells me he noticed how Rich was holding me. Anyway, what are you now? A bandit, a cutthroat, or are you? He lowers his voice and smirks again. Classless? That's not a thing, Josie replies with a roll of the eyes. How do you know? Cal asks. The same way everyone knows. If you don't pick a class in your 13 hours, the system in the 13 hours the system gives you the one of the next person within range. Dennis is a farmer. Whatever reply Kyle was about to give dies as he looks at me in pity replaces the attitude. For real? Yes, for real, she says before I can say otherwise. That's for the best. If I thought telling Josie before my dad was a bad idea, having Kyle Price screaming it through the town while I'm still making my way towards base would be a disaster. Fuck, man, that sucks. At least bandits get combat skills. Skill still means more. Sorry, combat abilities. Skill still means more, I reply, repeating one of grandmother's saying. Without the right skill, the strongest ability is not worth the time spent going up in level. You mean it? Cal asks in surprise. You're still going for guard duty? Is that respect in his voice? If my dad will let me. He winces. Look, sorry for the... It's okay, I tell him. I mean it. I mean it is. Kyle's kind of full of himself, but he's not a bad guy. We should keep going. Waiting isn't going to make my dad any happier. When he finally lets you out, Kyle calls after us. Let me know. I'll tell my dad to put you on a dungeon team. Like my dad will ever allow that. Don't let his taunting get to you. You don't need the dungeon to train your combat skill. Grandmother will do that. Considering how high her teaching skills has to be, she can probably have you higher than any trip to the dungeon anyway. She squeezes me and my heart does a somersault. We're greeted and some of our friends welcome me back and I feel it's stupid. But seeing the relief on their face makes me feel like I matter. I know I do, but I did say it was stupid. They don't stick with us, though. With a pat on the shoulder and a variation of good luck with your father, they remain behind as I head to my... It's just my dad. As angry as he's going to be, it shouldn't feel like an execution. The gate comes into view and the group fills it. I recognize Dad, Grandpa Lewis, and Grandmother, of course. Mr. Tanner, Mrs. Molson, and Caden are there too. Not sure if it's to support Dad in his berating or to hold him back. Dad's friends try to get him to temper his overprotectiveness, but in the end, they're his friends, so what he wants has a lot more sway. I'm maybe 20 meters from the gate when Dad's running, and before I get over the surprise, his arms are around me and he holds me tightly enough. I'm surprised I don't see a system message about how my soak is the reason I'm not getting damage. I was so scared, he whispered. You just disappeared. Even Base didn't know where you'd gone. I was terrified the system had stolen you away. That's not a thing, but I just hold on to my dad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. What happened? He demanded, his voice hardening as he holds me by the shoulder. Grandpa Lewis and Grandmother approach while the others remain behind. Where did you go, and how come Base didn't know you'd left? He knew. So in his fear, Dad didn't ask the right question. Base is pretty good at skirting truth when he wants to. He's incapable of lying to the commander, so he's learned how to not lie in a way that lets him say things how he wants to say them. Again, this is really, this is annoying. How he wants to say them. Calm down, William, Grandpa Lewis says. I'm sure that whatever happened, Dennis didn't mean to simply wander off like that. To the forest? Dad demands of his father. How does he wander off all the way to the forest? That's where Base said he sensed him step out of when he was back in the range. He turns his anger on Josie. And you, young lady, I'm going to have a talk with your father about you just running off to meet my son and not tell me about it. Leave her out of this, I snap. She did nothing wrong, and I didn't mean to be gone so long. Rich just said that we'd be out the day and... Oh, fuck. Rich? Dad demands, stretching the name. Richard was here? You talk to him? Never thought the expression being livid was a real thing. Dad's face is turning red. You went off with that? He sputters, then his expression shifts to fear. Did he touch you? No, Dad. He didn't do anything like that to me. I can't quite silence the voice that wishes he had touched me in the ways that expression implies. Why did you talk with him? He demands, sounding hurt. Haven't I warned you away enough from him enough? He's not someone you want to be around with, isn't he's not someone you want me to be around isn't much of a warning, Dad. I reply, my temper rising. Not one of you ever says anything more than he's a bad influence when we ask about him. You think that if I'd known he was going to try to kill me, I'd have gone with him? He what? Grandpa Lewis demands while Dad pales. He shoved me down a hole and laughed, but I got out, obviously. Base? Grandpa Lewis snaps. Base doesn't reply. Base, don't make me walk to the center. I am going to delete you. I stare. Can you do that? Base sighs. I don't think this is a conversation you want us to have in public, Commander. You think I give one fuck whoever is what I have to tell you about allowing that man within your walls? Then I'll remind you that neither of us has ever been able to keep Richard O'Keefe out. Do you want the rest of the town aware there is someone like him able to come and go as he pleases? Go to your room, Dad orders out of nowhere, tone angry, his eyes wide. Dad, I'm fine, I swear. Other than him pushing me and me getting out, nothing. His arm snaps in the gaze direction. Your room! I glance at Josie with a sigh, and her expression is a mix of fear and surprise. Surprise. Not that I expected. Not that I expected it when we're against adult, but I wish she'd look more confident, more defiant. Feeling pretty alone, I head toward base and my prison for what I expect will be the rest of time. And that concludes chapter 14 of The World Which Is. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like. If you want to know, actually, never mind. This is not, I don't know where, I have yet to decide where this is going. I really don't. But yeah. Yeah, if you want to read this, it's up on Royal Road. If you want to, you know what? If you like this, leave a like. Might as well just proceed as if I'm posting this, because probably I will. If you want to know when the next one's going to be, subscribe and hit the bell. If you want to read this, it is up on Royal Road for free. If you want to read ahead of it, it is on my Patreon. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. Links are in the notes, and with that, I shall wish you a good day.